Hello guys and welcome back to MRC. We are here for Tier 4 in China. I'm Connor Hardy. I will take you through the action tonight. I'm joined by Alex Jasecki. How are you?
Hello, mates. I'm good.
I hope I said your second name right then.
Yeah, well, it was, of course, if I say it, it sounds like Kiseke. But
Okay.
yeah, you got it right still. Like in English, you would say like Chiseki or Chiziki.
I was so scared to say it. I thought I was going to get it so wrong.
No, it was nice.
But,
it was nice. But
no,
it's just starting raining. Sorry for interrupting, but it's just starting raining. They have to go out immediately.
I just noticed that. I was like, these clouds look very dark, but oh my god. So anyone that doesn't go out now is pretty much screwed by the looks of this. Blurred Magic, Scottish Mav, GXD, Danko, they all look like they're going to get laps on the board. Everyone needs to try and get out there as quickly as possible. But
do you think it's still smart to run with the dry tire, or do you think it would be sensible to take the Inters and then be the first on the like semi-dry track on the Inters?
I think for now, because it if you look, is barely raining, so I think the soft for the first lap especially will be the right tire, in my opinion.
Okay.
Unless it starts to get heavier really quickly. But if you're gonna come out, if you're not gonna come out straight away, then I would just put the Inters on, because at least then you've got a lap on the board and it could promote you 2-3 positions. But I'd say for now, if you're on track already, soft is the right tire. But
alright,
I guess we will see.
Yeah, but I think everybody chose the dry tires.
I think everyone's about to make me look stupid if I'm wrong, so it's fine. But
I'm telling you, I think I would have went for Inters, because I know in China it gets really greasy really quick. But yeah, I don't know if it's the right call.
Yeah, the thing is with China, even on like a track like this, with it not completely wet, but it's so slippery. There's no grip on this circuit, even in the dry. So
yeah,
it's gonna make it even harder. Like, I have to admit, out of all the tracks on the calendar, this is the one I'm the worst at. I cannot do this track to save my life. I never have been able to. Oh, Blood Magic had a big moment out of turn 3.
Yeah, but it's not looking too bad. I think you're right with having one lap on the dry tires.
Yeah, I think this is the only lap where they're going to survive. The people, but I think Blood Magic, he could do his lap here, and then it's going to be virtually, after this, everyone's just going to go slower. He's got the best conditions. But, if actually, I'm looking at the track, it's raining heavily now. Like, you can see the water drops hitting the floor, so maybe you're the mastermind and you was correct. I mean, you are in Tier 1 for a reason.
Yeah, but not because of strategy.
You're clever though, you know what you're doing.
But yeah, especially here in this corner, the long sweeping right-hander, I think the Inters wouldn't have been too bad, but this looked stable as well. He managed good.
He did well there. He did very good. So, let's see how he manages. This hairpin can be a nightmare in the dry though for the braking, so how's he going to do it in the wet? The traction out of his
he went
horrible.
Early enough. Oh, that was good. Now the exit.
He did very good.
Really careful, but it works. Looks good.
Yeah. So he's going to set the first lap. He's got the Alp behind him, but let's see what he can do across the line. A 42.3. That's not the worst lap you're ever going to see. You have a look at Lando Boris. I believe he's the cut. No,
that's GXD. GXD on mediums.
Danko. 42.2. Good lap. So the laps are coming in. P4. Scottish map of 42.9. At least everyone's quite close here, though. They're all setting similar lap times. So,
Darth Timms now coming towards the line. 42.6.
The thing is, this is going to be the grid as well, unless it stops raining.
True. It's Owen. Yeah, the times are now dropping.
Yeah, let's see. Fire J's next. DRS disabled. Oh, that's everyone's laps done now.
Fire J, they're now just... Oh, Heavy T managed at least to pull out a 43.0 and pass its own and Fire J roster.
Yeah,
bad.
this is not good though. DRS disabled. That means no one now is going to go faster. It's just going to be how it is.
Nope.
So.
Yep. But still,
Now
there are
it's just
10 positions to grab, so it's still,
yeah,
you have to
exactly.
fight and go quickly.
I think the guys that haven't set a lap time yet, I would just come in the pits and put inters on.
No, well, Metalhead is finishing his lap now, but
Actually, has it stopped? Oh no, not yet.
Oh, Erky boy, with a 46.7 that late, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's a good lap time with no DRS, so he's done well there. Let's see, Metalhead Matt, he's just coming to the line. What can he do? It's a 50.3.
Yeah,
what about
hard,
man? He's in his Red Bull. I think Simba's been caught out a little bit as well. Yeah, 12. Yep. He's done a 48.3. Yeah, so
I think that's it. Man is the only guy who's gonna finish his lap.
Ashley, why did you not go out on track? You're in YouTube chat. You should be out on track. You should have got out straight away.
Has he changed his name again, or does he drive with 2 accounts?
Yeah, I think because now he's using EA instead of
I see.
PSN, so I think he's just using his EA name for now. But man puts it 14th, so I think that's going to be it. Oh, Ashley said he bottled it.
Well, easily done under the conditions.
Yeah, I think.
Though, by the way, why are you not driving? The finger.
Because I haven't had time to practice all week, and I walked in 5 minutes before the lobby, so I would have been a danger for everybody else. So I thought I will commentate instead.
And so you're saying you're not a danger for everybody else when you're commentating?
Oh no, I'm more of a danger. But at least then at least that way I can't get in trouble for it. You know?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen me on comms. I've cursed you before, not purposely, but it's happened. So, yeah. But I do think Lando Boris and Ashley going out on the inters, I still think they could maybe put this possibly above Simba. You know? I think some of these guys will improve if they go on the inters, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, let's see. Might be, that you can drive a 150 on inters, or maybe even a 148, like you say, but I don't know.
I think some people, I think it's good for the people to go out on track here, though, because it's good wet practice, you know? Even if they're not going to improve, they can use this as some wet practice, you know, because we obviously don't know the weather for the race. If anyone wants to update me on the weather for the race, please do.
But most of the guys are just staying in the pits, and so I guess they know that the race is gonna be dry. Because otherwise, I think we would have seen more people go out and drive.
I still think it's good practice, though, even for future races, definitely. Because it helps with, you know, like, I know this track's different to all the others, but still it helps you know the grip for the wet and stuff like this.
Yeah, definitely, because I think there are not a lot of guys practicing on the wet for fun. So yeah, you should use the times you have, like here, where you cannot do anything else anyway. So yeah, you can just drive around. But I'm gonna be honest, I would just chill in the box.
No,
I know that the race is going to be dry.
But it's like you're the greatest of all time. You don't need to go out on track. So it's like you could just get pole by sitting there staring at the screen. Everyone's scared already. But
Qualia was never quick. Metalhead is writing, slippery out there. I nearly bottled it.
You're the first person ever to win a title without winning a race on track all season. That's some iconic stuff, that is.
Yeah, consistency.
Ashley's gone wide at turn 1. The rain's caught him out, but he hasn't invalidated, so he can still finish this lap.
Lando Boris right behind him.
Yeah, that's not going to be ideal for Lando because he doesn't want to get caught up here. But let's see. Lando, though, this is big for his championship. He's gone wide. Don't forget him and Heavy T are top of the championship in this tier. Heavy T's currently 6th, but Lando going out so late, he could be starting in the back here, which could have big implications on the championship. So... Let me just have a look at are the standings out for the tier. Oh, there's no standings for tier 4. Great. So,
But
that's not
I
helpful.
can tell you, last week there was a very hectic and chaotic race. Like there was like a curse. Everybody who was leading lost the lead for some reason, or even his car and race. And yeah, at the end, still Heavy T somehow managed to win it. And
Yeah.
Lando Boris unfortunately DNF'd because of a brake failure. So his technical issues.
His real life brakes though, not his actual in-game brakes. I was like, that's a bit harsh. They don't usually happen. That's the excuse people use when they deliberately crash into someone.
Exactly. But the difference is he just crashed himself straight into the wall, being a good contention for a race win. So I think there was not much intention.
It would have been a bit silly to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, he's now definitely got a hit on the championship hunt. And Heavy T is now having a little bit more of a gap, but yeah, you never know what happens. These races always offer a lot of happenings, events that can change everything.
In the few races I've raced here for this season, I have to say, like, Lando Boris and Heavy T are probably just about the quickest, but then in the group behind you have, you know, Daft Tims, you have Scottish Mav, Brindle, Owen J, It's Owen. These guys, they're all very, very similar speed. So the racing is very close, and you've got to be perfect to beat some of these guys. So
100% right. And now you have Danko. Danko had his debut last week. I think he took pole on P2 on the quali immediately, and then was a little bit cautious into turn 1, 2, and got a little bit then pushed wide, I think, and lost the car a little bit, and therefore needed to pull out a comeback drive from last position. And I think he still managed to get into the top 5. So he's also looking really good.
He's a driver that's currently on trial, so if we consider him like a little bit too fast for tier 4, there's seats in tier 3 that he could potentially jump into. We've seen obviously the first 2 races he is a clean racer, so it's just now about seeing which tier he fits the best, and then we will go from there. But I have to say, these guys on Inters are not getting anywhere near, so
Nope.
Sorry, what was you going to say? I interrupted.
You just said his second race, and I didn't know that.
Oh no, sorry. This is his first race. Yeah, my bad. Second. This is his second race.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
So after his first race, though, we saw he was a clean driver. So I think at the minute he's looking like a good person for a full-time seat in the future. Obviously, everyone has to complete 3 races now before they get a full-time seat. So
makes sense.
It's a good opportunity for these guys. It's always good to see the newbies on track as well. So I think he's the only newbie we've got today, though. Or newer guy.
There would have been another guy I saw in the registration, but somehow he didn't come.
Yeah, sadly. So hopefully he gets to race in the future. But Scottish Mav's on a lap. I'm interested. I don't think he's going to beat a 42.9, but it's like I said, this is good practice for these guys even for the future. So let's see how they get on. Scottish Mav, he bails into the pits. But if anyone's Ashley, you're in the pits, can you tell me, is it going to be a dry race, please? I know you're watching, you're always watching, so please share.
He's always in his corner watching.
He's MRC's #1 fan. Seriously. Every stream I have, he's the first. Oh, what happened to Danko?
I think he just retired the car.
I'm guessing they think no one's going to improve, so they're comfortable.
And I think they're right.
Well, it definitely looks that way.
Brindle says.
I have to say, that's a very good lap from Lando Boris on the Inters, a 49.0. Apparently it's a half and half, so there's going to be some rain in the race as well. Jack, what's your PSN? I don't remember your name, if I'm totally honest. I think maybe
you got one. They're going to take away your seat.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe it was before we brought the rule in. But
Yeah. Oh, you did a good race?
yes,
Proud
I
of
think
yourself.
in some cases we will give, but yeah, but don't worry, I will take it from you now. No, I'm joking. Save your nose, I'm not evil. Sometimes, anyway.
Hmm?
But yeah, I'm nice to
No,
you
but yeah, that's true.
sometimes.
As long as you're
But
not cursing me on comms.
well, I'm always nice to your girlfriend on stream. I always used to be nice about her
When we,
liveries.
yeah, exactly. Deliveries back then, I remember.
Only because I was scared, though.
Yeah, you always said that as well.
Yes, because I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have horrible DMs after this. But
Put all her heart in it, and then you just trash talk it.
no, they're all amazing liveries.
Of course, of course.
Metalhead Matt, good to see him go out on track. Thank you to the guys that have gone out on track because it at least gives us something to watch. You know, we're not just staring at the pit lane. So
Would you enjoy driving a sun-wet race, a half-half race?
I actually
You
prefer
usually like
half-half. Half-half for
Yeah,
me
no?
is more interesting. Like at least
Yep.
then is like, you know, you have to make the right call. It opens up a new opportunity, if that makes sense.
100%. Yep.
So it's like getting that call perfect could be the difference between finishing sixth or finishing first, which for me is like
100%.
you got to get it perfect, and if you do that, then some people might say there's no skill to that, but there is. You've got to have, you know, the right feeling. So
Yep.
yeah, for me, like all
100%.
wet races, I hate them. I'm like, well, this is just, you know, boring. I mean, all dry races, I mean, they're just naturally more fun to drive, in my opinion. But a half and half for me, that's exciting because then it's like, right, okay, I've got to be focused at all times here. I've got to make the right decisions as well as try and keep the car on the track. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
But let's see,
definitely
Metalhead
agree.
Matt, he did a 52.8. That's not a bad time on the inters. He's only 2 seconds off the time he did on the dries, so maybe he can improve here. Interested to see if Lando Boris can. Let's see, his first net is 3.2 down. I think those inters are already feeling a little bit rubbish, but at the end of these laps, that'll be it for qualifying. I mean, it says Vans is on an outlap, but he has got a quali ban, so he can't set a lap anyway. So yeah, this will be pretty much it. Ashley's come out on track as well, but Vans, I'm guessing, has just come out to save his setup, I would guess.
Do you think you use now a rain setup, a wet setup, or do you still go with your dry setup, or maybe for a hybrid? Now that you know the
Yeah,
race is half-half.
I think the sensible thing to do would be to go for a hybrid because,
Yeah,
you know, you
just
want
put
to have...
more wing.
You don't want to be too slow at the start of the race, but then you don't want to be absolutely screwed when the rain comes. So you've got to try and find, you know, like the middle balance. But
Yep.
yeah, it's not going to be easy. But I think naturally though, China's a pretty high downforce circuit, isn't it? Because if you try and go low downforce here just for that one straight, is not really worth it. So.
Yeah, I want to agree, but I have the feeling you have to go lower and lower because otherwise you just get eaten on the straights. But yeah, naturally China should be a track with high downforce, especially with these long corners, double left and long right, and the first
like
two, three, four corners.
China has everything, doesn't it? Like it has slow speed, medium speed, high speed. You've got to balance your set. I would actually say maybe this is the hardest track on the calendar to set up for.
Yeah.
Because you have everything here. So, and then you have like the longest straight as well, other than Baku on the calendar. So,
exactly. Which makes it difficult to just put on some wings for the other parts. Yeah, you're right. It's not a bad take. Might be one of the hardest tracks to put a setup on, yep.
Especially as well, like, you have to be careful with your ride height here as well, because there are so many bumps that if you hit them, your car will just go without you even having a chance to save it. But let's take you through the grid really quickly for qualifying. Danko takes pole, Blood Magic is second, GXD is third, Daft Tim's fourth, Scottish Mab is fifth, Heavy T in sixth, Itzo in seventh, Brindle is eighth, Fire J in ninth, Erky Boy is 10th, Owen J is 11th. Simba is in P12. Lando Boris P13. Metalhead Matt P14. Man is in P15. Ashley is in P16. Josh Boy P17. And Vans with a quali ban is in P18. Do you want to try and make a guess at who's going to win? I mean, that quali was
I'm
a hard one.
I'm gonna give it to Danko.
Yeah, Danko, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hard one to actually predict because obviously we only saw wet running there, and the first laps where it was just who got out on track earliest pretty much did the fastest time, wasn't it? But
yep, agree.
That's not to discredit anyone. They all did what they had to do. The people at the top, they timed it perfect. So fair play to all of them. But anyway, I haven't really asked you yet. What's your opinion on this track? You like it or?
Yep. I have to be honest, even though I think the usual opinion is that I think more people don't like it, but I really enjoy it. If you have a setup. I struggled at the beginning when I had no setup, and then I was thinking like, nah, this track is just not enjoyable. But once you have a setup where you feel like a little bit safe on traction out of the corners on the difficult parts, I really started enjoying the track, and now since few years, it's one of my favorite tracks, to be honest. And you?
I don't hate driving the track, but I just find it so difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I just think, like, turn one for me, the turn one, obviously it goes on, feels like for, ever. But it's like, it's so hard to get the perfect line, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, but there's not the perfect line. I think there are like 2 or 3 lines that you can use, at least in a race. In quali, of course, there's 1 or 2 more lines that you can just use to get quick. But in the race, there are like few lines you can use that are like more or less the same on pace.
Yeah. The thing is, there's a lot of corners at this track where it's hard to nail them because it's like we said, like if you don't have the right setup for certain parts of the track, you're gonna have a problem here.
Yep. Yeah, you always need to find a compromise, and while you're compromising, of course, you will have some problems at one point. Because you just compromise.
I've always been someone that runs high downforce. It's like at Monza, I've always had more wings than everyone else.
Oh, that hurts.
Like maybe, someone might be going, I don't know, let's say for example 3-1. I will probably be at like 8-1, but I always seem to. I think every time I've raced Monza, I've always been at least on the podium. I think I've won it 3 times. It's just a track that naturally I'm quite comfortable at. Yeah,
and that you need that, because if you have the confidence, you can go with way more speed through the corners. And if you're missing the confidence, then you can have the lowest wings you have. Then you won't be quick on the straights. So it makes sense. If you feel better with higher wings, it will make you
realistically quicker. The times at Monza you gain most of your lap time is like the 2 Lesmos. That if you could take them with a good speed,
especially the second,
you gain the second one especially. The line there is very important in the second Lesmo, and the Ascari as well. Ascari is very much about confidence. You have to commit to it and just throw it in.
Exactly. You have to throw it in the entry and in the middle as well with the curb and on the exit. So it's all about self-confidence and stuff. Yeah, and I think a lot of the corners at Monza are very similar to the corners here, where the curbs are very, very high at both of those tracks. So you have to throw the car into the corners at this track, but you have to be very careful not to touch too much curb. And like I said, the ride height here is arguably the most important thing on the entire car, because if you're too low, you will lose all sort of control over your car. So on the main straight, we even always went through till the starting lights. You have to stay on the right, and just after the starting lights, we go to the left for the first corner. Yeah. And most of the guys in Tier 1 did it. But here we go. Shall we drive the formation lap, or at least a little part on board with Ashley? Because I just read in his comms that he has a helmet, on his helmet he has a little tribute for his dog who died last week. So my condolences for that man.
Oh, that's horrible.
He's strong.
I had no idea. But
yeah, he just rode it in the comp. So let's check the helmet.
Yeah,
and,
we don't get to see it all, sadly, but from what I can see, yes, it looks very nice. Rest in peace to your dog. I hope you're okay.
Looks nice.
But yeah, it's a very nice helmet. I mean, it would be pretty bad of me if I said something horrible about it, wouldn't it? But I mean, it is very nice. I'm not just saying that, I promise. I'm not scared of you like I am Sadie's girlfriend, so yeah.
Yeah, so you can be honest, that's good.
Yeah. But no, that is very nice. But
alright.
It's interesting to me, like, Lando Boris has a lot of pressure on him today now with this, with where he's starting in the championship. Like, I'm also interested to see only 3 people have gone mediums off the start here. Everyone else hard tires.
Hard tires, yep. So that means the rain is coming a little later than for the medium start.
Yeah.
But right before we're starting, you didn't say your guess who's going to win.
I'm gonna go with. I feel like I'm gonna go with Heavy T. I know how quick he is. I've raced him enough times, and I know that I'm often just staring at his rear wing. So, yeah. I mean, Danko has a good chance. Blood Magic, he won in Singapore this season. I raced with him. I was second to him for a little while. He's got a chance. He's really come a long way since he joined the league, so there's also a good chance he could win, but I'm going to go with Heavy T. Yep. That's not helpful for Danko, though. That's not good. He's missed his starting grid. But let's get these lights on very soon.
Yeah, GXT on P3 needs to pit, right? In lap 1, because I think he's higher tier. Or isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be pitting at the end of lap 1, so...
So Darth Timms is the only guy in the front running medium.
Yeah, well, Darth Timms is as well. But 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And for tier 4, we're racing. It's a good start from Danko. It's an even better start from GXD on the mediums, but he's going to hold on. Blood Magic sends it up the inside. They're side by side in turn 1. Oh, there's contact a little bit between the two. He's now going to have the outside line for turn 3. I think Danko's going to hold on, but it's so much better to get the exit. Oh, there's a bit of a wide Mercedes in the background. But Danko holds on. But Blood has got the run. Is he going to send it up the inside? No. Sensible driving. Did everyone make it round okay? No, there's an Aston at the back. Let's all head back.
Heavy T just got spun around.
Oh.
By Scottish Math.
Well, Connor's prediction has just died, sadly, so...
Well, at least no damage.
Good start from Simba, he's up to 8. Good start for Lando Boris, he's up to 9. That's also big for the championship now that he's ahead of his championship rival.
Yep.
But Brindle's fallen a long way back. He's down 1.7 seconds behind this leading pack. Let's go and have a look at Erky Boy. He's having a look. He's defending a lot.
Yep.
But he's holding on.
They're having a big fight there with Lando Boris and Fire J Russo.
Yeah, what traction. That was amazing traction for Lando Boris around that corner.
Oh, and Jay also having a look in this situation. I think they're 3 wide. No?
I have to say though, Darth Timms has made an amazing start on those mediums. They're working beautifully for him right now.
Lando Boris went for a dive, was shot a little bit. They're having a four horse fight there.
Yeah, I know Simba's a good lover of this track. He's someone that's told me he loves this track. Obviously next week we go to Qatar, but then 2 weeks time we go to Japan, which is like his, other than Canada, I think his favourite all-time track. He loves Japan, so we might see a good few races from Simba here where he might get some podiums, but he's under a lot of pressure right now from Lando Boris, who's really putting the pressure on, but he's holding on for the time being. So, oh, he's got a bit deep though. That will open up. I thought he was going into the side of him, then I was like, oh no. But everyone survived. Darth Timms, like I said though, look at his start on those mediums, up 2 places. He needs to get that move done quickly and start building a gap before the rain comes.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because you need to stretch out his stint till the rain comes. So Heavy T is now behind his championship rival.
Yeah. He also needs to be careful, Darkins, because he might need to start tyre saving if he wants to try and get those mediums to the rain period. So get that move done and then start tyre saving. But the battle we all want to see at the minute is obviously Heavy T and Lando Boris. But I think Lando Boris might be about to get past Simba. He is.
Outside.
Through he goes. Simba tries to fight it though.
Yep.
He makes a bit of a dive. Oh, there's contact. It's very, very squeezy between the two, but for now, Simba holds on.
But now the DRS flips around and Lando Boris has DRS.
Yeah, this time Simba has no defense. He's got it done nice and early. Next up for Simba to defend to is Heavy T. But Blood Magic is holding on to Darftins and Danko as well at this stage.
Darftins is going for it.
Darftins has got up the inside. Is he going to be able to hold it on and take the lead? Danko will get a slightly better exit, but I think he's got it done. Yet the traction on those mediums was too much, and he's through. Good racing.
Very good racing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good racing so far.
Yep. Yep, really respectful. Last week there was a little chaos and a little bit more contact. This is definitely looking better this week. For now.
Yeah, I mean, we had that one moment into turn 4, didn't we, where Heavy T got spun. I didn't see it, but it may end up in the
well, it happens.
Afterwards.
Looked like a mistake. Scottish Meth, I mean, especially in the beginning, there are cars all over, all around you. You're in a hectic situation, and then I think he just missed a little bit his braking point and tried to avoid as good as he could. But,
these things happen, don't they, sadly?
Yeah, exactly.
But hopefully he can recover as well as Heavy T, and then it will all be sorted out. Scottish Map has just made a move, as I say that, on its Owen for P11. So that's good news for him. Interestingly, GXD pit on lap 1, and he's already on the back of Metalhead Matt. So Lando with the fastest lap. He's flying, considering he started, what was it, like P14 up to P6 already, right on the back of Erky Boy, who's on the mediums. So Heavy T's also passed Simba. So
and Erky Boy might now help his teammate. They're trying to defend a little bit extra.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he does it within the rules, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, a bit of teamwork does help out Josh Boy. He's tier 3, so his fastest lap does not matter at this stage for the lowest. It's not that we get a point for fastest lap anymore anyway, so. Yeah, Fire J, Scottish Mab, Owen seem to be having a big titanic battle for P9 at the minute. This is taking... Oh, the Haas has just sent it on the other Haas.
Yep.
That was a brave move. That was similar to Lewis Hamilton on George Russell this weekend. But look at how many places that's lost its Owen. He's dropped 3 places because of that. The Haas's need to work together here, not fight like that maybe, but... Here comes Scottish Mav. He's going to make a move on Fire J. Through goes the kick sale, but no defense for him. But Lando managed to get Erky Boy, which is good news for him.
We're having a big fight at the front, but it's now.
Just going to cut
that
that
now. Might be over now. Yep.
Yeah, Darfton is taking the lead now. Like I said, he needs to start building that gap. But you know more about tyres than me here. What lap will roughly the media? Oh,
yep.
Blurge just sent it.
Yeah. Danko went a little bit wide. Blur took his opportunity.
Yeah, there's still
side by side.
Yeah, he's backed off though. Is he going to stand out the inside? He's going to have a little look. Wide from Danko.
Oh, beautiful, keeping room.
Very good on the brakes there.
Oh, it's starting to rain. I think I saw something.
That's come early.
That's early. Oh, or was it
very
just...
early?
Maybe it was just...
But if it was going to come this early, surely people would have just started on, you know, the mediums.
100%. on the mediums. But it's starting to rain. I wasn't wrong.
So we'll see very, very soon.
Interesting. So Darth Tim's made a really good call.
Yeah, definitely.
Starting on the mediums.
Yeah, so it's worked out well for Darth Tim's here. That is for sure.
And for Erky Boy as well. Erky Boy started as well, I think P10 or something.
Yeah, both of them going well at this stage. I have to say Brindle as well, he's sort of come out of nowhere here. He's showing some really good pace in this early stage.
Yeah, he closed the gap. He was 2 seconds behind this front group.
Oh, the Mercs are fighting. Oh, there's contact between the two Mercs. They both survived. I don't think there's any damage, but you've got to be working together here, lads. But through goes Heavy T, and he's still on the back of his championship rival. So it's game on between those two. How quickly can they join this leading pack, though? But anyway, as I was saying, you know more about tyres than me here. How long roughly can the mediums last at the start of the race? Do you know?
The medium, I don't remember now what I had planned for Monday, but I think I would have run till lap 12 or 13.
Ah, okay, so they don't die too quickly then.
No, they were okay.
The thing is, when you drive this track and you look at this track, you think, tyre wear is going to be crazy here. But a one-stop is actually very possible here, isn't it? So
it is. Yeah, I was definitely going for the one-stop.
Yeah, it's quite surprising, really. Simba, though, he's starting to catch up to Erky Boy, so I wonder if those mediums are starting to not work now for Erky Boy. But the rain is getting heavier. So I wonder if in the next 1 or 2 laps we're going to see people in. But, they both had a moment. This fast right-hander is so difficult on traction.
Oh, yeah. Especially on the track getting greasy like it's not.
Yeah. Here goes Brindle, he's having a look up the inside of Magic, but he backs out. Let's go to quickly the battle for the lead. These two fighting quite hard. Is anyone going to come in this lap for Inters potentially? Let's have a look. Darth Tim carries on. Danko comes in.
Oh no!
What's happened?
Danko just went straight. He just went straight into the wall. He went way too quick into the pits and broke his wing now. Luckily he survived. I thought it's going to be a DNF. Yeah, he broke his wing. But he got lucky with it. There could have been a DNF as well.
Yeah, thankfully he's okay. Well, so he did what Lewis Hamilton did in a way, but just in 2007.
Little bit more heavy, yeah.
At least Hamilton didn't hit the wall, but Darth Tim's, I have to say the medium seems to be working okay in these conditions. He's starting to pull away now. I do think it's too early for Inters though.
Yeah, it might be a lap. Well, I think they're not going to be too bad, but yeah, you destroy them a little bit now.
Yeah, the thing is, when you go even 1 lap too early, they overheat and it puts about 20% on them by the time you even get to the correct point, and then by which time they feel horrible. So it is so important that you time it perfectly, and usually the perfect time is when it says DRS disabled, isn't it? So I have to say though, the rain's got a little bit lighter, not heavier, so that won't be good news for the guys that are on the intermediate.
Yeah, especially the intermediate runners are still losing time compared to the dry runners. So Brindle he came out with a gap of 5 seconds and it's now 6.2. We have a yellow flag, that's Josh Boy.
Yeah, no, I think it's a hack of Owen J who had a moment. Yeah, I think it was. But hopefully everyone is able to... We have
Lando Morris in the pits.
Yeah, Lando's decided to take this lap. I would presume that is for the intermediates. Yeah, as you can see, the rain is now starting to visibly hit the ground, which is usually the first sign of intermediates. So I think this lap and the next lap will be the perfect laps for them.
Yep.
Darth Tim's though, he's starting to get caught back up a little bit by Blurred Magic. I'm very impressed by Blurred Magic here, that he's still managing to make the hards work in these conditions.
Yeah, he's showing really good pace. Heavy T is not able to close the gap anymore as well, so they're having good pace here in the front.
Yeah, most definitely. These guys are doing very, very well at this stage. So it's going to get interesting very, very quickly. Blood Magic will still have the DRS unless it gets disabled now, but I think for now he's going to have DRS down this straight. So he may be about to take the lead of this race, and as you can see, Darth Tibbs is struggling a lot out of that double right-hander. But he's that corner though is a little bit deceiving, isn't it? Like the traction there is really horrible, even in the dry. You can go around so easily, can't you, at that corner?
Yep. Ask Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They're both running wide, the leaders, out of the
Yeah, they did. I wonder if one of them are coming in.
Switchback.
Either of them coming in. They're both coming in. Oh, they're side by side. Darth Tibbs has gone straight on.
Darth Tibbs, yeah, same like Danko. And also got lucky of just losing the wing.
Oh, and do you know who? This is going to screw Simba over.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Simba, because he's going to have a wing change as well, Darth Tibbs. So this is going to really hurt Simba.
Yep. Nothing you can do.
Not good news for the McLaren boys.
Vance staying out, so he's hoping for a safety car, I guess. Or it's still good enough for Dries. I mean, we haven't seen still the DRS disabled card, I think. I think it's still enabled, isn't it?
Yeah, it's looking good at this stage of these guys. I mean, Vans, he started last, so he's doing that. But look at Lando Boris! He's taking the net lead.
Yep, so he nailed the lap to pit.
That is sensational from Lando Boris. Like, this could be one of the best decisions anyone's ever made. Like, he started all the way down, and I said it's going to be difficult for him, and well, he's made me look stupid, hasn't he?
Yeah, but compared to Heavy T, he wasn't even too far ahead. When he pitted, he was like 2 seconds ahead of Heavy T, and he's now still just 2 seconds ahead of Heavy T.
Yeah, I have to say.
Oh, but now he ran into the back of Vance.
Yeah, he hasn't got any damage though. I managed to see the front ring. He's survived for now, but DRS hasn't been disabled yet, has it?
Yeah, yes, it has been.
Oh, it has. Okay, I didn't see that message.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at this for a move. Oh, there's contact.
Oh, well held, guys.
Maybe that wasn't the most sensible place to make a move, but they both survived. That's the most important thing. But now he does the pressure from Brindle, who's gonna make the move on the inside. He's having a look at Vance as well. Don't make contact, guys. But they're very close together. But now Boris has come through. He's going to make the move up the inside. Vance comes in. No surprise there. But now Brindle could get the run on Boris down to turn one. But no, the no DRS. But look at how close all four of these guys are. On the inside goes Heavy T and both cars.
Wow. And he's going for P1 as well. He's not finished yet. Around the outside
could
now.
He make 3 moves in one corner pretty much? He could, you know. He's going around the outside. He had a big moment. And he's going to P1. Wow.
Beautiful driving, guys. Wow.
I'm in shock. That was absolute. That move into turn 1 was ridiculous. Then to hold that round the outside, incredible. That reminded me of Prime Savior.
No, man.
I'm serious. You used to pull moves like that in MRCX.
Nah. That was crazy. And the wet driving around the outside of 3 guys or stuff.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Massive balls to do that, doesn't it? Because you really have to get it spot on in the rain. But look already, 1.8 seconds he's pulled. The confidence he's showing at the minute, a pace. Wow. Heavy T, I said he was going to win this race. I hope you stick to it.
But yeah, you have to say also big respect to all the guys there that were in the fight with Heavy T there now.
Oh, of course.
They were all together in 1 second, I think, and they all managed to get there without too many contact and all without losing parts of the car. So
Yeah.
beautiful racing, beautiful racing.
100%.
But we have a little crash in the hairpin. Danko is around with Simba, I think. Oh, that's unfortunate. Danko was having a good comeback drive after he lost his wing.
Yeah, definitely. Very impressive from these guys. I genuinely, that was some of the best racing I've seen in a very long time from MBT, and from the other guys leaving space in these conditions. It's not easy to do that in the wet. It's so easy to lose your car, especially with ghosting off as well, let's not forget. So, yeah. But FireJ's having a good race. Him, Scottish Mav, Erky Boy, all in a battle for P5 right now. I have to say that penalties could play a big part here. There's a few drivers with penalties, so I'm just going to cut to them. So, Brindle has 3, GXD has 3. Did Daft him speed in the pit lane? Because he's got 10.
Ooh, so, yeah, I didn't see it, but I can check quickly.
I mean, it was after I'm guessing after he hit the wall, possibly. But this race has gone from, he was doing so well leading the race, and now look, it's not gone well. But interestingly, even though he had a wing change and would have held Simba up, Simba's actually ahead of him.
Yeah, Dustim's got 10 seconds for severe collision with Danko, so he was involved in that hairpin collision. Now
or maybe it was they made a little bit of contact in the pit entry, but that wasn't the reason he hit the wall. He just missed the braking point, but maybe it caused a little bit of contact at the same time, potentially. But what actually happened to Danko? Because Danko's all the way down.
Yeah, that's what I said. He got spun around at the hairpin. There was a crash.
Was that okay? I didn't see that.
I think Duftim's crashed with Danko, and that's why also he got the 10 seconds. But I haven't seen
I'm glad you're on it,
the aftermath.
Yeah, I'm glad you're watching because I wasn't. So well done for that. But this battle for P3 between Blurred Magic and Brindle is looking strong. I mean, obviously Brindle's still quite close to Lando Boris, but look at the gap Heavy T has now, 5.6 seconds.
Yeah,
brilliant pace in the wet.
Yeah, once again, in the wet he's always really showing his pure pace. Lando Boris usually as well, but today it looks more like Heavy T is having the upper hand on it.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're not even at half point race.
I have to say, so far even if Lando Boris comes second here, with where he started, it looked like it could be a bad day for the championship for him. But as it stands, you know, Heavy T's only going to gain 5 points on him, so it's not the end of the world. He's recovered to at least a respectable position, but that's not going to help him.
Nope, he's getting now 3 seconds.
Now he needs to start build. Actually, to be fair, Brindle has 3 seconds as well. So the only person that will jump him as it stands is Blurred Magic. But like you said, we still got half the race to go. I do think that some of these drivers may have to potentially pit again for another set of inters before the end. So that could change things up a little bit as well. Because we've seen before how much pace a brand new set of inters can give you. It gives you a lot.
Yep. Or do you think this could even go to the wets at one point? No, I don't think so.
I don't think the rain's heavy enough for that, to be honest. It could do, but I don't think... As it looks right, if it stays how it is now, I don't think so.
No.
But... Oh, FireJ's made contact with Scottish Mav in turn 1. It doesn't look like he's got any damage and he survived it, but... Whew, that was a bit too close for comfort, I think, for FireJ. But he survived, like I said. That's all that's important. Lando Boris is starting to build the gap to Brindle a little bit now. He's pulled about half a second on this lap, so... he needs a bit more. FireJ's past Maverick. Oh, but he's gone wide! And Maverick's gone back through. Owen J is not having a good race. He's just got 10 seconds for exceeding track limits. So Yeah, yellow in sector 2. Who's that? It looks like a Ferrari.
Ashley Bestman, letting the guys through.
Ah,
I
okay.
think it was just blue flag.
Ah, he's a lap down. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but Fire J is really pushing now the rear of Scottish Math, and he's actually going for it.
He is. That's a brave place to go for it. He's gonna have
Math trying the switchback. Out the outside,
Yeah.
now tucking into the inside. No, he stayed behind.
I hate it when people go side by side through that corner though, because it's so easy to lose your rear, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's not the driver's fault, but if you lose your rear, it could collect another car, and then it can get messy very quickly. But they did well there. Let's see, Scottish Math might come back at him. He's not quite this lap, but it's so difficult to overtake in the wet, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. You're struggling for traction here everywhere, and once you leave the line, it's even worse.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. It makes it 10 times harder. But we will see. We're now at the halfway point. So hopefully this is going to get a little bit more
Fire J running really wide. Scottish Smith now trying to go through the inside.
I actually think though sometimes, maybe you're going to call me crazy here, but you know the corner you said he ran wide at? I actually think sometimes on the exit that's the better line to take because it helps with the traction. Yeah? When defending your position, I would prefer to be out wide than on the inside because your traction's so much better.
Of course.
But
while defending, I agree. But other than that, I usually prefer the nice drift by Fire J.
In qualifying, you want to stay. In qualifying and on fast laps, you want to stay on the inside. But I think when you're battling, it's definitely better to be on the outside because of the traction. But no, you're definitely right.
I agree.
Blurred though, he's doing really well here, but he needs to really try and oh god, I've just realised I'm such a noob. I've left the battery on the whole time. Turned it off now. But these guys have, in the rain, you have to be so smart with your battery.
At one hand, yeah, but on the other hand, you have to say normally you recharge really quick because, you switch it off. Well, I at least switch it off for most corners.
Yeah.
So you regain a lot.
Yeah.
So in the weather, normally I don't have to think too much about it.
But it's important because obviously you don't have the DRS boost now in the wet.
True.
So you need to have as much as you can with the straight to be able to get the moves done. So it is quite important. But this battle for P3 is definitely a good battle. But we've also got a good battle starting to form now. There's
P6.
a bit of a train from P6 all the way down to Daft Tims. So very solid start.
And Fire J is slightly managing to escape this group now.
Yeah,
he's drifting every corner. It's beautiful to watch, but I don't know. He definitely is gonna need a new pair of inters, I think. He's drifting out of every corner.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, the rain is very much consistent. I mean, to be honest, when you look at the track, it actually doesn't look that wet, does it, to be honest with you? There's not much spray.
There's not too much spray. Yeah, you're right.
So, it's like, if it does stop raining, it will very quickly become dry again.
Oh, Erky Boy run wide. Simba going for it. Side by side through the double left-handers.
He might have to give that position because he did run wide, so he maybe have to give that position to the McLaren, but he's through anyway. The yellow flag.
Oh, but now Daft Tims on the inside of GXD.
Yeah,
makes
let's have a look. Yeah, Daft Tims though, he's got the run. He's going to make the move on Erky Boy. They're side by side down the straight, but obviously, like I said, he doesn't have the DRS boost. So who's got the better battery? Who's going to be better on the brakes? They're still side by... Oh, contact, wheel to wheel. I think possibly Daft Tims has got it done. No, they're still going into the final corner. They're going to be right there together. And through goes Daft Tims. Good move.
Thanks for backing out, Erky Boy. I was dying over here. But now
I thought that could have ended in tears. But... thankfully, smart driving. He knows, but the only thing for Erky Boy now is he has lost the position to GXD as well. So
yeah, but they both have GXD is higher tier anyway, so he might escape. And the good thing is, if he might be able to stay close to Death Tips, he's getting the position anyways back on penalties. So he just needs to make sure that he's driving as clean as he's doing right now, and he will be fine.
yeah, there's a good little battle between Vans. Oh, Vans just had a bit of moment. I was just going to watch the battle between Vans and Man. Those two are quite close together. I think Ashley's had a bit of a struggle today. He's being lapped again. So, Vans has gone straight on.
Yep, locking the front tires. And now joining back right ahead of Danko. Oh, that's close for the corner.
Yeah, I have to say though, Simba is showing some very, very good pace in this race.
Yeah, he's showing all season.
He's had a look at the inside. That was a brave move, a late move, but
so unlike Simba, that move.
Yeah, usually he's very calculated with the way he does. But I think in one way at that corner, then I think Scottish Man broke very early, and it kind of meant he had no choice. But it's actually cost him because now he's lost out to his teammate. But the Papaya rules, they're going to be working together to try and get him back. Up the inside goes Simba again. He's being very opportunistic, and what a move that is.
Beautiful move, yeah. Let's see.
There you go. He teaches his teammate, I've been here a very long time. Look at me go. He's a former champion in MRC. And boy, is he showing why right now. It's good to see him back, isn't it, Simba? After a few years out.
Yep.
He's back in MRC, so...
And it looks as if he's aggressive as never before.
Yeah,
really
and he's
good.
making a move.
Yeah,
this time around the outside. And like I said, I prefer it. And that is why I prefer it, because look at that traction boost.
Yep, that was a beautiful move. Now Darth Tips trying to join him. What a save!
Oh, that was a little bit. I think he got caught out.
He lost the car.
I think he got caught out on the brakes, and as he tried to switch over, the car sort of stepped out on him. Luckily, I don't think there's any damage. So
exactly, yeah. Nice save though. Even though there was a lot of contact, that was not on purpose.
Yeah,
I think there was. A good save
definitely. I think I'm now interested to see if Simba can catch up to Fire J.
Sorry, it stopped raining, Connor.
Oh,
it's
interesting.
It's dry already, and they're all sliding. I'm just realizing now.
That, though, is actually good news, because now this makes this race even more spicy. But look at Heavy T. How long's a pit stop here, do you know?
I haven't seen that. Yeah, the pit stop is... no, I don't know exactly, to be honest, but I think like...
It's quite a long pit lane, so I would say maybe 24 seconds-ish.
Yeah, I agree. Let's say 24.
But he's nearly, not far away, got a whole pit stop ahead of Lando Boris, which is crazy. Fire J thinks it's dries already. He's coming in, he's gambling. We have seen him struggle a lot on those inters though, haven't we? So I'm not surprised. But what tyres is he going to put on? The hard tyres with 10 laps to go. I think that maybe that's the wrong choice.
Yeah, O&J went for mediums.
I would have gone for mediums at this stage. GXD, mediums. Who else? What other tyres? Hards for Josh Boy. Mediums for Itzo in. So, interesting. Hards for Darth Tibbs, but side by side out the pit lane for Fire J and Josh Boy.
With the cold hards on the slippery surface.
Yeah, he's gone wide. It's slightly too early for those dry tyres, I think, but Blurred Magic... He's still right on the back of Brindle at this stage. It's going to get interesting.
He's losing the car everywhere, Fire J. That car is...
Yeah.
It's too wet. This China is strange. I already felt that while practicing one time, that it stays greasy for really long. Even though you think it's dry already. It stays greasy for too long.
It gets wet very quickly, but takes forever to dry. It's 100%. Weird. So... yeah,
it's too early for
Heavy T is in, and he's on the medium tyres.
Alright, yeah, they're following. I think staying out one more lap is not the worst call.
Blood Magic has stayed out, so
yeah,
I wonder, is this going to work
call,
for him?
I think.
But I have to say, the mediums will work better than the hards because they naturally have more grip. So, on the mediums, Heavy T might be a little bit more successful. But now we're going to see, because obviously Blurred is right behind Heavy. So, we get a straight comparison now on if Heavy starts to pull away. Looking at Heavy, though, it doesn't look too bad. He looks like he's actually going okay here.
Let's see the traction now out of this corner.
Actually, no, maybe not, because Blood Magic is within 8/10 now. Maybe it's still slightly too early.
Yeah, well, the tires are still cold. If they heat up a little, then I think it might work. But Blood Magic, I think it was the right call, staying out one more lap. He's definitely not losing.
No, he's not. So that's important, and it may possibly put him ahead a little bit of Lando here.
No, he ran into the back of Heavy T.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. I think, you know what? I think he might stay out even one more lap after this.
Yeah, I remember China being so intrigued.
Yeah, look at the traction difference.
Yeah.
He's going to get the move done halfway down this straight. So, for now, he's the only one on the inters, and he's the only person on the correct tyres. If you look, he's pulled 1.3 seconds on Lando Boris on this lap alone. So, maybe, just maybe, Blood Magic could come out here in P2 if he's lucky. Is he pitting? No, he's carrying on one more lap. Actually, is it raining again?
No, not for me at least.
No, I thought I saw a drop, that's all. Maybe my eyes are playing craziness on me.
No, let's see. But yeah, I think this is the lap where you have to pit maybe. Because now Heavy T is finding the grip.
Yeah, Heavy's got more
grip. Tires
grip
are getting harder. Oh, Lando Boris got 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's 6 seconds for him now. So he's got to be careful because he needs to... He's 2.7 ahead of Brindle and he needs to be 3 ahead. So he needs to really get his foot down and make sure he builds that gap to keep Brindle outside that window. But I tell you what, this could really now have helped Blood Magic potentially get... the inters are the wrong tyre now. Look at how slow Blood Magic is.
Yeah. It was 1 lap too long, unfortunately.
Yeah. But he's still going to have a chance here at a podium with the penalties. Simba now in P5 has 3 seconds as well. He needs to start to build the gap a little bit more to Scottish Mav. So, I tell you what would help a lot of these guys. Actually, I won't say it because you know what happens when I say it.
Yeah.
I think I will be the most hated person in this league if I say it.
Well, no. Because there are at least, like, I would say 8 guys that would be really happy.
Yeah, true. But,
everything going for it now?
I'll tell you someone that would love a safety car right now, and that would be Blood Magic, because he would come out ahead of Lando.
Yeah, he lost too much now. It's unfortunate. He was looking so good with staying the 1 lap longer, but this was a lap too long.
He is going in, so that's good news for him. He will get those inters off. Surely, can you go softs now to the end? Is that possible?
I don't like the softs in this game, so I would say I wouldn't do it, but there might be guys doing it, and they will be able to go to the end.
And interestingly,
they
are enabled. But so you know what the issue with that is? There's not one person in the DRS. So, actually, saying that, it's Owen against FireJ Rooster. That's a battle. Let's quickly cut to the penalties because loads of people have picked up penalties now. So, Erky Boy has 13 seconds. 3 seconds for It's Owen. 3 for Daft Tims. 3 for GXD. 3 for Simba. 3 for Brindle. 6 for Lando Boris. Metalhead Matt 3, 16 for ONJ and 6 for Ashlord. So the penalties are going to play a big part in this race.
Yep, true. Danko might be able to, if he finds a little bit of time, he's now 5 seconds behind Daft Tims, but if he can close the gap a little bit more, he might gain a lot of positions, because the 5 guys ahead of him have no penalties. They're all pretty close to each other. Oh,
Yeah,
at least to Fire J. But...
Oh, someone's gone wide at the top and spun. Is that Ashley Bassman?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so he went off track. I saw a car in the distance. I was like, who's that? It looks like a Ferrari. But luckily for him, Simba, I think, may have just had a little bit of a moment because there was a yellow flag where he was. But he seems to have survived for now. But as you were saying, to do with penalties, Blurred Magic, as it stands, will just be out of that 6 seconds of Lando Boris. So he needs to get his foot down to try and get within the 6 seconds. This could be close come the end. But interestingly, Lando Boris actually looks like he's a little bit faster than Heavy T. He's actually closed the gap by about 3 seconds to what it was before the pit stop. So it makes me wonder a bit if potentially Heavy T had a wet setup on and Lando Boris has a dry setup on.
Yep, might be a good call.
So
Brindle just had a little moment, so Blurred Magic is now right at his rear. Brindle ran a little wide into turn 1.
Yeah, that's important for Blurred Magic as well because he will want to get this move done so that then he can try and get within the 6 seconds of Lando.
Yeah.
And he will have the DRS assistance. Obviously, we've seen these two together for the whole race, Brindle and Blurred. I think Blurred is probably very fed up at the rear end of that V-carb, but now he has the DRS, he should get the move done. There is a yellow flag. Is that Ashley again, I think, possibly? Or Vans, it might be, actually. But everyone but 4 drivers has a penalty. Obviously, for Danko, this has not gone well. The pole sitter, he's down in P12.
Yep.
At least he's going to get points, though. That's always the important thing. He's going to gain a couple of places as well from Erky Boy, who's got a lot of penalties, and It's Owen, who's got a penalty. So it's not over, but here goes Blurred Magic. He has a look around the outside. On the brakes, though, Brindle holds on, but he goes deep. That's going to open the switch back up for Blurred Magic.
But
Brindle holds on. Good racing.
Good racing, yep. He kept it inside the lines.
I have to say, though, I don't like this DRS zone that they're on now because it's so difficult to make a move into turn 1.
Yeah, you always need the other guy to take care as well. You will never...
Oh, contact!
That's a Colapinto.
Yeah, that would not have gone well, would it? But at least they both survived.
Yep.
I think you've got to be so careful of the space you give in turn 1 because it's never ending. So the apex comes at you a lot faster than you expect. So
yeah, and it gets narrower, more and more narrow.
Yeah, so you have to be so precise with where you put your car to make sure it's fair for the other guy. I mean, I'm not blaming either guy for that one. That looked like it's just a bit unfortunate, but I think sometimes the way that this track is constructed, it's not the best, to be honest. But yeah.
You're arguing with Thielmann. Oh, how was he called? I think like that.
Yeah.
The builder of the track. But here we go, Blurred Magic.
Yeah, 14 viewers. Everyone
14.
leave a like. Get involved in the YouTube chat. Well, I was going to say who do you think's winning. I mean, I think we know who's winning at this stage, unless something very bad happens. But we won't say that. But Blurred Magic really late on the brakes. That was very confident from him. But I tell you something, Brindle seems to have very good traction out of that corner.
Yes. And now the little run to the turn 1 again.
But I think this time he might get it done. I don't think there's going to be much fight. There's not. Through goes
Is he keeping
Blurred.
it in?
Now, 6.5 seconds behind Lando. 6-second penalty for Lando. Can he close that gap? The one thing that Blurred cannot do now is let Brindle get near him, because if Brindle gets near him, they're going to start fighting and it's going to lose him time. P2 is still a big possibility for Blurred.
Yep.
So, Fire J, Erky Boy, these two are having a little bit of a scrap on the way down to turn 1. I think Fire J's going to try and make the move. Oh, that's a bit of a late move in the brake zone. that one might be seen in stewards. I feel like that was, yeah, cut back on the racing line that late. Please be careful when you do things like that. But Brindle still there though with Blurred. All good, Alex?
Yeah, sorry. I was really focused on the battle for.
No, all good. I was just making sure you was like okay and not like in pain or something, because I was like, this silence is crazy. But yeah, GXD, he's obviously higher tier, so a lot of these drivers will gain from GXD at the end. I'll tell you what, Brindle and Blurred Magic just had a little bit of a battle into the hairpin again. I think this battle might go to the end, but look, that one little battle has just cost Blurred Magic nearly a second. So, yeah, he needs to try and get within that 6 seconds, but I think with how close Brindle is, it's not going to be possible.
Ooh, even though Brindle had a moment. Now might be the moment for Blurred Magic to escape, but yeah, it's going to be so difficult to make to find a second, especially if you have to find it against Lando Boris.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. But let's just get the penalties on the screen so people know who's going to be changing where. I mean, I have to say, Simba has pulled away from Scottish Mav, but that's also partly probably because Scottish Mav is having a very, very big scrap with GXD at the minute, so that's really helping Simba. Obviously, he's got 3 seconds, but he's going to hold the position. He's got no worries about that. But I think we're going to get another round of Brindle versus Blurred Magic because, yeah, these guys have been going at it for a long time. Lando Boris is probably loving watching this in the distance in his mirrors. So, yeah.
There we go. It's getting closer and closer, but it's too far, or is it?
Yeah, definitely.
Both make it stick.
The thing is, Brindle probably at this stage has kind of accepted he may not be on the podium here because Blurred Magic obviously doesn't have a penalty. He does, and it's going to be very difficult for Brindle to get past and build 3 seconds now. So I think if I was Brindle, I'd be more focused now on bringing the car home where he is. I mean, obviously, there's a pride thing where you want to be third on track, but I think the sensible thing to do would just be to bring it home at this stage. Because you don't want to get caught up in something and then end up dropping places, do you? But GXD has got past Scottish Mav.
Yeah, around the outside on the last corner. But he's letting him back through for some reason.
Yeah, solid driving from those two, both through on each other. There's a Ferrari, I think that might be Ashley Bassman again, who's gone round.
But yeah, fair play for him for taking the track time, practicing.
Yeah, definitely. I always say this. Yeah, it makes me happy to see people who are a lap down, almost using it as, you know, practice. It's the best thing you can do.
Easily said to use it as practice and just drive. While you're doing it, you get so frustrated, especially you come in here, you're looking forward for a race, and then this stuff happens. You really need to have discipline and self-discipline.
No one wants to be last the lap down, but you have to look at the positives of, like, look, I could use this race as practice and come back better next lap, but the battle between Brindle and Blurred Magic, Brindle went a bit wide, that cost him. But they're going to have, he's going to have at least 2 more attempts at Blurred Magic here to at least take the podium on track. He's not going to keep it. I think that's pretty safe to say at this stage, unless, like I said, something horrible happens, but I hope it doesn't. But the thing I am impressed by is 18 drivers, and it looks like there's going to be 18 finishers.
Yeah, that's good. And no safety car. Oh, I'm telling you something. Blurred Magic is on 2 warnings.
Oh, wow.
So
he better hope he keeps it within the lines then on this last 2 laps. He needs to not let the pressure get to him. If he lets the pressure of Brindle get to him, that could cause a bit of an issue.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it's so horrible to drive on 2 warnings. sometimes it feels like it's better to get a third warning
And then you
and
know.
to just get the 3-second
Yeah.
penalty, and then and can just drive.
Yeah.
Then having to drive with 2 warnings,
But the thing is, if he gets that 3
tenses you up.
seconds, like now, for example, he then has
now
to. There's no choice. He has to finish ahead of Brindle then. So
exactly.
maybe it is worth Brindle still fighting this and putting the pressure on them because it could force a mistake from Blurred. But Blurred seems to have got a much better exit. His gap's a lot bigger this time. So Blurred just needs to keep it within the lines and he should have a podium here. Impressive. GXD 10 seconds, but he's going to be coming in the pits at the end of this lap anyway because obviously we are on the penultimate lap, so he has to pit as per the rules. Heavy T though, been very, very dominant in this race.
Yeah, unreal.
That overtake in the wet, you can pretty much say won him this race, didn't it? It was absolutely insane. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely a worthy winner today. That
once again.
Honestly though, like that move, it's so impressive. It would be impressive if he did it in the dry, but in the wet makes it that much better. So it's one of the best overtakes I've seen this season in MRC, and that's not even a joke. So brilliant driving. But it's like you said earlier, you have to give credit to the drivers he was battling with as well, because they obviously have to leave the space, and they all did. Beautiful. So, but he comes down the back straight. He's got 2 more corners to navigate, and then he will win the Chinese Grand Prix in Tier 4 of MRC. And he will go round the final corner, and he wins in China. That's big for his championship. But let's cut back to the battle between Brindle and...
Yeah, Brindle had a mistake out of the long sweeping right-hander, so I think it's over.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. Lando Boris will take P2. Even with his 6 seconds, he will hold on to it as well. That's big for his championship as well. Good recovery drive from him.
Really good drive.
Scottish Ninja will come home in P3, and he will keep it as well after pressure from Brindle. Brilliant driving between those two. Simba, who's a little bit lonely down in P5, will bring it home. Good race from him, solid, kept it clean, showed good pace, showed some aggression as well, but very clean aggression. So...
Yep, you're right. It was a different Simba today, but the same outcome. He finds himself in the top 5.
Yeah,
beautiful drive.
Very good drive from him.
Ahead of his teammates.
Obviously, everything went wrong for
Eventful as always.
Today, but P6 is good recovery. Scottish Mouth will be P7. Erky Boy will come across the line in P8, but he will lose to Danko and to Man, and maybe even Itzoen as well.
Corner.
Is he going to lose to Itzoen? I think he might do.
No.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
So Fire J will come home in P12. GXD and Lando will score the last points, but sadly for Vans, he's down in P16. Yeah,
but big respect for everybody to finish this race. Everybody finished. No DNF.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of good racing, a lot of good battles compared to last week. So much cleaner and better. Big respect to that, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, the
Tier
4 boys have really impressed me today. I thought, like, there was a few bits of contact, but there's always going to be some contact in racing.
Yeah,
but
there can be.
I think generally some of the, especially like, you know, the heavy T overtake, there was a few good ones on the race start as well. Brilliant racing.
Yeah, but especially because it's always our Tier 4 guys that get the crazy conditions. Now again, we had a wet quali, then a dry to wet race, then becoming dry again.
Yeah.
They're always experimenting with the weather.
Definitely. But,
and no safety car, no VSC, all drivers finishing. Big respect. Beautiful race.
Definitely. But I will take you through the provisional finishing grid. Obviously, stewards' inquiries may change things after, but Heavy T takes the win. Lando Boris takes second. Blood Magic rounds out the podium in P3. Brindle takes P4. Simba P5. Daft Tims, who will be disappointed with P6, but it's still a good recovery. Scottish Mouth takes 7th. Danko is 8th, Man P9. It's Owen P10. Fire J is P11. Erky Boy takes P12 after penalties. GXD P13, Josh Boy P14, Metalhead Matt rounds out the points in P15. Vans, Owen, and Ashlord are all the last of the finishers, all a lap down though, sadly for them. But at least they got to the end. But Alex, can you give me your driver of the day, please?
Hmm. I'm gonna give it to. Yeah, well, Heavy T is the obvious call for some reason, of course, because he just made this huge gap in the wet. But I'm gonna give it to Lando Boris for coming back after this difficult quali and having the pressure to be close to the championship rival. And
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah, so
so
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna give it
split
to
it.
him. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to split it as I always do. I'm going to give it to Heavy T because simply
rightly
that
so.
that one crazy overtake won him that race. I think that's safe to say.
Exactly.
Absolutely ridiculous, and it's put him, with a big lead. Hopefully, we'll get the standings soon for the last race so that we can see the actual gaps. But sadly, we didn't have them today, so I couldn't go through the gaps with you. But no, brilliant from Tier 4 tonight. Saviour, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It was fun. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
always a pleasure, as I said. But don't forget, tomorrow you will see the GOAT in action on track in Tier 0. I will be on comms again, so maybe Saviour will get the Wrath of Connor's curse, but who knows? It won't be my purpose, I
Well,
promise.
then I have an
Um,
excuse. That's good.
but no, yeah, that is it from us. Like I said, tune in tomorrow to Tier 0. And then, yeah, thank you all for watching. Good night.
Later.